It's official, Azuma is finally the next destination in Genshin Impact, and these are the top 5 new features coming with the 2.0 update. After waiting for so long, we're finally getting a passport to Azuma, and there's so many things that was shown during the official Twitch livestream that you wouldn't even believe it. So first of all, the new zone itself looks amazing, just as we expected from the concept art we saw previously, and it also looks like a lot of new enemies are going to be living on these islands, like different types of samurais, new variations of ruin guards, and even a new powerful version of the Saisin mage who goes by the name of Mirror Maiden. But we also saw there's going to be a new electro version of the Abyss mage, so hopefully he's not going to be as annoying as the other elemental rascals. And aside from the enemies, there was a lot of talk with the production team of Genshin. Some department heads came to explain the visual and thematic design process of the islands, such as the fact there's going to be a lot more secrets inside Azuma, from hidden tunnels to ordinary items with not so ordinary secret rewards. And it was mentioned that a total of 6 islands will be part of Azuma's region, while the actual people running it will be a tri-commission that each have their own important matters they need to attend, and one of them is going to be the Kamisato clan, who are responsible for overlooking things like shrines and maintaining traditions. Also, a big part of the region is going to be an island where the new Electro Archon fought a massive snake, and by using her powerful lightning attack, finished off the beast, but in result, it struck the island with various disasters, including a massive barrier that the players will need to get rid of by doing an epic, large-scale quest. And there was plenty more stuff that got talked about, but it was mostly just expression of ideas from people that got interviewed during the livestream, so these next few features are all about the actual gameplay. You just cannot have an update announcement if it's not jam-packed full of events, and it seems that Theater Mechanicus will be making a return since we last got to play it in 1.3 update. Treasure hunting is also making a comeback, where the biggest attraction was getting your own companion Seelie as a reward, so expect to make one of the toughest decisions in your life when it comes to choosing the type of Seelie you want to tag along with. This also hopefully means that those who obtain one already get to pick one more, and slowly but surely will catch them all. And as for the new stuff, well, we did get to see there's going to be a major event happening with this new update, and from the looks of it, it will have several phases and multiple shops to redeem a lot of rewards. The most prominent one being a free Beto character unlock, or we have to assume at this point it will also be a free constellation upgrade if you already have the character, so it's exciting to see this pirate lady get added to the free-to-play pool of characters. Since the Inazuma Islands are coming, there's going to be new things added into the game, and some of the stuff that got revealed was pretty exciting. First, the new world boss Pyro Hypostasis is getting added into the Inazuma map, and since there's going to be new characters coming out, it's more or less clear we're going to get new ascension materials needed to raise Pyro characters. But as much as it tried to innovate with cubes, this next boss is surely looking to be way more exciting, that closely resembles the ruin guards and hunters we've been fighting, and this new boss looks pretty complex from the way it was previewed, and it's going to be interesting to see what materials and artifacts he will be dropping, since it's not clear yet which element it belongs to. Speaking of which, 2 new artifact sets got revealed, the Emblem of the Severed Fate, which is looking to be a very exciting set you can put on your support characters, that's finally going to have a 5-star 2-set bonus with extra energy recharge, because we've only been able to get this from 4 stars, but even better, this full set bonus looks pretty insane, especially on characters like Mona, or basically anyone who has expensive burst costs, who will be able to compensate not with just faster charge times, but even stronger damage output. The other one looks pretty interesting, but it's hard to say anything about it just yet, since it looks like it will be something that's useful for damage dealers, but expect a lot of testing to be done and reported once it gets figured out after launch. Now, what you really need to be aware of is that 5 new craftable weapons will be available from the blacksmith once Azuma arrives, so if you haven't done already, just keep holding on to those prototypes, and let's find out together what these weapons are all about later in the game. Finally, just by beating up things and farming rewards can get a little tiresome, so to decompress yourself, it seems like MiHoYo will be adding a gardening system to the Serenity Pod, where you can create patches on your land and plant some seeds to kick off your agricultural career. You know this wouldn't be a proper announcement if we didn't get to learn about the newest upcoming characters, and just like most of us expected, the drip marketing campaign wasn't lying on Twitter, and Inazuma will be launching together with Ayaka and Yoimiya banners. And it's been confirmed that the first banner is going to be featuring Ayaka with unknown 4 stars, while Yoimiya will come back together with a new 4-star Seiyu. Now it looks like Ayaka is looking to be either a support or a fully fledged main damage dealer, but because we didn't get to see much data regarding her damage multipliers, the only preview that that is available right now is a rough introduction to her abilities, which look quite simple to say the least, since her elemental skill is all about dishing out damage, while on the other hand, while her burst does seem to be doing the same thing as the skill, it also appears to have quite a big range, and even the enemies flinch when they get hit with it. But obviously, the biggest thing about her is the special sprint that's very similar to Mona's, where she goes underground and after emerging, applies cryo status to nearby enemies, which is a very interesting mechanic, since if you have an easy to access cryo application, this means she's going to be awesome either for freeze team compositions or characters who want to trigger melt easily. But no matter what happens with her, there's a lot of fans who have been waiting for Ayaka's debut since the game's launch, so she's definitely going to end up on the radar for many players. Still, cryo isn't the only element MiHoYo seems to be in love with, because you can have an update without a new pyro character, and this time around, Yoimiya will be taking over Amber's role as the new 5-star bow user, but from the looks of it, she definitely seems to be able to differentiate herself from the infamous Favonius Outrider. And it looks like her elemental skill is all about infusing her normal attacks with pyro, which seems very similar to what Hu Tao or Child does, but it's not clear enough how big of a damage boost it provides when transforming your regular damage to elemental attacks, although you cannot help but admire her burst, which seems pretty simple from the way we saw it get described during the livestream, even though it looks very bombastic. However, what's probably going to be most exciting for a lot of players is the new 4-star support Animo character, whose name is Sayu, who will be joining the ranks of the tiny ones in the game. It's actually surprising to see just how refreshing her design is for a 4-star character, because her elemental skill, while not be the most practical thing on the first look, it will provide a good mobility, and more details will get revealed as the game moves forward with the update. Hopefully, you've been keeping up with this, and understand that if Inazuma comes, then that means MiHoYo is about to unload a whole bunch of new characters you're about to fall in love with. No details regarding their elements or abilities have been disclosed, but starting with the first one, it's going to be the highly anticipated Electro Archon, who has been described as a very cold and ruthless person that seeks to obtain the power of eternity. Next one is Toma, who is the chief retainer of the Kamisato clan, and plays a crucial role in the game's story. We also saw Kujo, who is the general of one of the tri-commissions of Inazuma, and in the trailer she was wielding a bow, so it's very likely this will be her weapon of choice. Next one was Kokomi, who is the leader of a resistance clan, so don't get fooled by her delicate looks, because the developers have promised she is a fierce fighter feared by many. But if you thought the trend of fluffy air characters was over, Goro is stepping in to keep the hype going, and from his very short description, he is a character who will hold his ground no matter what. Finally, we saw this one from the previous 1.5 livestream, and she's going to be very critical in unfolding the whole struggle for Inazuma. So yeah, that's a massive reveal of characters we just saw, and if you thought your Primo Gems were safe, think again, because with so many different upcoming banners, you better make sure to search every inch of the island for every drop of Primo Gem. Getting new content with each update is great, but those who keep playing the game for a long time expect quality of life to get better, and it sure has, because there's some really exciting ones coming in the next update. First of all, we're finally getting an artifact reroll system, although it's not as great as you would expect it to be, because you won't be rerolling substats, but instead giving up some of the actual artifacts and transforming them into a new one. But as long as we can recycle anything with a health or defense main stat, that is good news, at least for saving up a little bit of resin. Now, for those who have been stuck playing on their consoles, a cross-save feature is finally coming, and you'll be able to move your PS4 and PS5 account to PC or mobile, so you can have more freedom with your preferred system. Speaking about preference, we're getting a new feature that lets you pick and choose on which region you want to complete your commissions, which take into effect the next day, and it's pretty exciting since not only you can get more chances at those rare to obtain achievements from commissions, but some of us just simply prefer our daily tasks to be done in one region we enjoy exploring the most. There's also going to be a nice teleportation system added to Serenity Pod, so traversing your own land won't take up as much time as before, because it can get pretty annoying when going after that traveling salesman. Now, the last and most exciting quality of life upgrade that's honestly been surprising to hear about was the promise of a pity system developers will be adding for the limited weapon banners. The details aren't very clear yet, but it was confirmed that if you don't get the weapon you want, there will be some sort of a pity system where after a certain number of summons, you'll get the weapon you want. Guess this is where the Staff of Homeless Legends will end, and a new dawn of weapon raids is about to begin. But to quickly summarize, Inazuma is finally coming, with many new enemy types, quests, and a ton of secrets to be discovered. It's pretty clear that this is going to be the biggest and most awesome thing about the whole update. Now, as for the events, we saw some of them making a return, like Theater Mechanicus, but there's also going to be an event that's giving out a free beta as well as a ton of other resources. But a lot of new stuff will also get added, like a new Pyro Hypostasis world boss fight, as well as a new and very secretive boss we saw that resembles a Ruin Guard. There's also 2 new artifact sets sets, as well as a new collection of craftable weapons, not to mention a gardening system that will get added into the Serenity Pod. Finally, the lifeline of the game are the characters, and besides getting to see Ayaka and Yoimiya making the appearance as the next banners into the game, we also got introduced with a lot of new and very exciting characters that didn't share any details about their gameplay, but did mention a few facts. It's probably fair to say that this is the update everyone's been waiting for since Inazuma got mentioned in the story, and with so many new activities coming out, not to mention a new zone that you get to explore, this is looking to be the next big break for Genshin. But as always, MiHoYo remains secretive enough not to reveal everything they have up their sleeve, so you can expect to see even more exciting things to come once the update arrives. But if you enjoyed this video, you can help out the channel by subscribing to it and enabling the bell notifications on, and don't forget to gently press the like button. You can also check out the official Gacha Gamer Twitter account for more news, and keep an eye on the pinned comment for the free Primo Gems before they expire. Thanks for watching till the end, and see you soon.